Hello and welcome to the latest instalment in my new Bass Lick of the Week series. Before we dive into the line itself, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Okay, this week's bass lick is going to be a chordal line, and we're going to be playing in the upper register of the instrument quite significantly. So we're going to open up this line by playing this figure. So I'm using what's known as the chordal fingerstyle technique here, and I'm using the thumb, first and second fingers of my picking hand to play the strings. I'm using my thumb on the A string, first finger for the D string, and my second finger for the G string. And what I'm doing here is I'm playing an open A, and then I'm playing an E, 14th fret of the D string, and then I'm playing a B on the G string, 16th fret. I'm playing E, so A, E, up to the B, and then back down, E, onto the open A. And you can allow all of these notes to ring into one another. Now, in terms of what's going on harmonically here, it's a little bit difficult to say with the notes that we've got. We've got an A bass note, of course, and then we've got an E, which gives us a fifth, and then we've got a B, which gives us a ninth. We don't have a third at this point, so it's difficult to say whether the chord is going to be major or minor. It's really just an A, add 9, omit 3, if you like, if you want to be really technical. Now, as we move into the next chord, it's going to give us some context for that first one. We're going to play this. Now, this is a C major 7 chord, so we're keeping the E and the B in place, and we're now going to play a C bass note, 15th fret of the A string. And we're going to be plucking all three of those notes together now. Like that. So now that we've got that second chord, which contains a C, it gives us a bit of context for the first one. So we now know that the sound of that first chord is going to be a minor sound, A minor. A minor with an added 9, the B on the top there. Now, you don't need to worry too much about the chord names if you just want to play the exercise, of course. Okay, so that's our first bar. The tempo moves quite quickly on this one. Now, as we move into the second bar, we're going to play this. And if we play this slowly, it sounds quite dissonant. But what we've got here is, again, we're keeping the E and the B on the top, but we're going to be moving down and playing an F bass note. Now, what's happening here is you're going to have to shift fingering a little bit, because previously you're going to have been using the first finger on that E, and you're going to have to shift that now to the second finger, because we're going to need that first finger to move down for the F at the 13th fret of the E string. So we've got a low F, or lowish F, same kind of rhythm as we've used before. Now, in terms of the chord, we've got an F root note. Because of the context of the rest of the line, we know that we're going to have an F major chord, we're going to have an A natural in it. It doesn't in this case, because we're not fully voicing the chords. We've got an F major chord, and then we've got the E, which gives us a major 7th, and then we've got a B on the top, which gives us a sharp 11. So it's an F major 7 sharp 11 chord, if you want to get into all the technical details. It's actually derived from a bigger chord voicing that I like to use quite a lot, which includes the C as well. I'm not using the C in this instance though. Okay, so that's our chord at the beginning of the second bar. We're then going to play a low G bass note. So same kind of rhythm. And you can see that I'm swapping the fingers around a little bit. As I move to the G bass note, I'm going to use my second finger on the G now, on the low bass note, and my first finger is going to return to the B. Now, in terms of the chord, here it's couple of different ways you could name this, but I'm really thinking of this as being an E minor chord over a G bass. So an E minor chord would be E, G, and B. Those are the notes that we've got. E, G, and B. But the G is the lower note, so it's E minor over G, E minor in first inversion. Okay, and that gives us the first 2 bars of this line. Works really nicely to have consistent notes in your chords. In this case, the E and the B remaining all the way through all of those chords with the bass notes changing underneath. That's a really, really effective compositional technique. Works really nicely on the bass guitar because we can involve open strings as well, of course, as we're doing here. As we move into the second half of this exercise, the third bar is going to be the same as the first. And then in the final bar, we're going to move to the F major 7 sharp 11 chord as we did before. Played in exactly the same way. And then we're going to play something completely different in the final 2 beats. We're going to do this. We're going to play an E7 chord, E dominant 7. We're playing the open E string. That's the lowest note that we've had in this line so far. So open E. And then we're going to play the G sharp, the major third of an E7 chord. That's at the 13th fret. We're going to hammer on all the way up to the B at the 16th fret. That gives us the 5th of the chord. It gives us the sound of an E major chord so far. Now we're going to take that finger that we used to fret the B, and we're going to slide back down to the G sharp. And then when we're in that position, we're going to add the 7th, which is going to be the D. And that gives us a really nice movement back to the A minor chord, so we can begin the exercise again. Okay, so bars 3 and 4. And you can hear that's really strongly pulling your ear back to the A minor chord, so you can recycle the line again. Okay, that's it for bass lick of the week number 4. Before we go, I'll just talk a little bit about what I'm doing in terms of the tone. I've turned my neck pickup down most of the way here. I'm using mostly just the bridge pickup for this one, and my tone control is up pretty much all of the way. I want a fairly bright tone, and I want the bite that you typically would get from using the bridge pickup in almost isolation, and that's giving me the sound that you're hearing here. When I recorded this line, I also added a little bit of reverb digitally, and when you're playing chordal lines of this nature, just adding a bit of reverb or even a bit of chorus, if you have that, can sound really effective for parts like this. Okay, that's it for Bass Lick of the Week number 4. Thanks for checking out the latest instalment in my Bass Lick of the Week series. If you'd like to download the PDF worksheet and audio files for this exercise, just click on the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to head over to basslinepublishing.com to check out my full range of bass guitar video courses. I'll see you next week for another bass groove.